Prepping for a road trip? Well, if you must go outside, don't worry. We've got you covered with the Addams Family Road Trip Checklist. What should you pack? You'll need clothes. I suggest an all-black wardrobe. You'll never have to worry about what to wear if everything matches. Next, take a good book. I prefer something light, like quantum mechanics or scary stories. You'll need to pack a toothbrush and toothpaste to maintain a healthy bite. Bring a camera, in case you find something worth remembering.
She's talking about us!
Add an umbrella to your checklist. It keeps out the annoying rays of the sun, and I guess it can keep out the less annoying rain, too. Remember to bring a nightlight to keep the monsters away. You'll need a travel cauldron for your tea. Lastly, don't forget to bring an adventurous spirit. I've named mine Charles. He loves meeting new people, but it seems they don't like meeting ghosts like him. Now that you're packed, you can focus on what snacks to bring. Here are some of our favorites.
Please, Uncle Fester, wait for the children.
Children? I thought we were having chicken.
For a start, garlic Parmesan chips, but don't let Fester have them. He'll eat them all. Black licorice is a classic snack. Broccoli with hummus. Broccoli is good for the brain, and kind of looks like one. I love blood orange juice. Black and white cookies. A perfect pairing.
It is both fashionable and functional.
And now, here's one of my favorite snack recipes. I call them fruit monsters. You'll need apples, mini marshmallows, sliced nuts, blueberries, some form of nut butter, and strawberries. Cut the apples into slices and the strawberries into slivers. Make the lips with 2 apple slices by securing in the center with nut butter. Wedge mini marshmallows or nut slices into the gap for the teeth and add the tongue. Stick a blueberry on top for the eye. Ah, my favorite kind of snack. Delicious and hideous.
Ooh, like prom night.
How about a fun family travel game?
One of our favorite games to help kill some time in the car is called Going to the Crypt. Here's how you play. The crypt is a perfect place for a midnight snack. It's cool, dark, and there are no mosquitoes. Each player must go around and say what they will be bringing to the crypt picnic, starting at the top of the alphabet and then taking turns. For example, I'm going to the crypt and I'm bringing an apple. A for apple. Then the next person names something that starts with the next letter of the alphabet. And so on until you reach the end of the alphabet. Then you go around again. Be careful not to repeat any words. The more you go through the alphabet, the harder it gets. What will you bring to the crypt picnic? Now you should be all ready for your road trip. I'm sure you'll have a blast one way or another. One last piece of advice.
No more personal electronic devices on this trip. Saddle up, Addams!
Put down your device and enjoy the view.
Yeah.
Was it something I ate?
Yeah. The Addams family are this loving family. Morticia and Gomez, they genuinely love each other. They love their children. It's what a lot of people are attracted to. I think that's why, ultimately, that they have stood the test of time.
That sense of family love, family commitment, family trust is something that's really beautiful to watch.
Then it's settled! We are going on an Addams family vacation!
Gomez is a character that I've loved for such a long time just as a fan, even reading Charles Addams' comic strip.
Cada mia! You know what French does to me.
And Raul Julia being one of my biggest inspirations and seeing what he did with that character, and so then getting my chance to put my spin on it.
Well, some do, some don't. Some do, some don't.
Oscar loves to play with the lines and improv.
I hear it's a barrel of fun.
His accent that he brought to Gomez is perfect. It's really spot on.
I have the very solution to the problem, cara mia.
Oscar Isaac is fantastic. He has so much energy. He's just very natural at what he does.
Well, Addams, time to start planning the next family vacation.
I was just really happy to be back and be back with this weird, wild family.
Then we'll return home, kidnap the necessary witnesses, and snuff out any remaining doubt that Wednesday is one of us. We need to do something together, as a family.
So Morticia is Charlize Theron, who is fabulous.
Family is forever.
I wanted her to play Morticia from day one.
The vertigo. Intoxicating. I have 2 small children, and let's be honest, most of the movies that I make, they won't see until they're 52. Torture is what family vacation is all about. This was a great opportunity to be a part of something that I can share with them. You are and always will be our little ghoul.
Because she is a mother, she brings such a loving touch and sensibility to Morticia.
What are we wearing? What are we wearing? What are we wearing?
It was no easy feat figuring out how to do a mid-Atlantic accent and not make it sound British or too American, but to ride that line, which she does brilliantly.
She's an enfant terrible, with the focus on terrible. Once we had that, now it feels like a comfortable blanket. Pull yourself together, Gomez. You're an Addams. I think the thing I love the most about her is that she's so unapologetic. The way she stands up for her kids, or the way she stands up for the weirdness. She's always encouraging her family and her kids to just be authentic and be themselves. It is a part of every Addams, just as you are.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
That girl is a lot.
I'm so excited to be able to play Wednesday again. A family vacation. What torture.
She's so deadpan, but also there's a sincerity about her.
You have traumatized me beyond all recognition.
You just love her, even if she's saying something really gruesome. She just knows how to balance that.
Butterflies? Perhaps my digestive acids will kill them. It's a big thing growing up with Christina Ricci as her Wednesday Addams. I didn't want to steal or replicate anything that she did, so I really wanted to create my own version of the character. It would make a fascinating first chapter in my memoir.
She has a real great way of downplaying the way you would think Wednesday should downplay things, but also carrying through a lot of emotion and a lot of internal thought. You can almost hear her thinking.
With every meaningless trophy, I become more and more unremarkable. Wednesday is, of course, an angsty teenager. Yeah, I think that goes without saying.
Having fun.
I'm staring at Canada, if that answers your question. I feel like I know Wednesday so well at this point. When I hop into the booth, we can go into even more directions with her. Wow, how exciting. It's been really interesting to see everything that us as audiences and as actors learned watching the first one and being a part of the first one, and growing out of that into Addams Family 2. My Uncle Fester.
I grew up watching the Addams Family, reading the Addams Family comics, so the opportunity to be a part of the movie felt awesome.
I just love family bonding.
In the 90s, the Addams Family values movies were huge, and the idea of stepping into the shoes of Christopher Lloyd playing Uncle Fester was a bit daunting.
Please, Uncle Fester, wait for the children.
Children? I thought we were having chicken.
Nick Kroll, there's no one like him. He's super funny.
Okay. I'm sure they can figure out who's who.
He would do something on the spur of the moment and be way better than what we had written on the page.
Was it something I ate?
Fester, like myself, is going through a physical transformation. I'm just getting older, but Fester, he is becoming an octopus. Which, because he's Uncle Fester, he's barely aware of.
Fester, your tentacles are hanging out.
I thought I felt a draft.
Unfortunately for me, he comes very naturally to me. There doesn't have to be much preparation. I seem to slip right into that bald bowling ball of a man.
Fire in the hole! What I love about Pugsley is you would never know what kind of weapon he would have. I mean, he could have a rocket launcher for all we know. You know, it's like there's so many little twists and turns with Pugsley.
We found Juana's voice to be absolutely perfect for Pugsley. The way that he played Pugsley being into girls for the first time is pretty fantastic. He knew how to be cheesy when we needed him to be cheesy.
I just skinned my knee. Falling for you.
And he knew how to be sincere when we needed him to be sincere.
It's a lot easier to just use your face.
And Pugsley yells and screams a lot in this because Wednesday's beating the crap out of him all the time, so he did great there, too.
Pugsley in general is this mischievous, fun boy who likes to blow things up, and I think he really brought Pugsley to life.
He seems like if he was real, he would be super fun to be around. I mean, who doesn't want to be part of the Addams? It's great, the amount of adventures they go on. It's really exciting.
I really should thank you, Wednesday. You've untaged me.
The reason I wanted to do the project was my kids and I enjoyed the first movie so much. My agent called and said, "Did you see the Addams Family movie?" And I said, "We've just watched it for the 4th time." And he said, "Well, there's this part of this character in the second movie," and I kind of said it as a way of sounding cool to my kids. And they were like, "Well, I'll believe it when we see it, Dad."
Like father, like daughter, am I right?
It was great to work with Bill. It was fantastic. Whenever we recorded with him, he'd say, "Can I hear what I did with the voice for Cyrus?"
Can I hear what I sounded like?
We'd play it and he'd go, "Oh, well, that's just my voice." But luckily, his voice is fantastic.
Imagine how rich and famous we'll become, all thanks to your experiment!
He does switch it up in the end. He had to switch up his voice a lot in the end of the movie.
But your foul play is no longer amusing to me.
I mean, that's the fun thing about doing animation is you get to play like really big characters like this that you can't play in life. And I like old science fiction movies and stuff, and it's just like a character you don't really do in live action anymore.
But it appears you're just a silly little girl playing with science.
It's a massive honor just to be able to be a part of the Addams Family, considering the legacy of it. Yeah, it was a big deal.
Look at y'all's costumes! You guys are a little early for the Halloween pageant.
So much of the Addams Family is about accepting who you are, accepting your uniqueness, and being okay with not fitting in.
Have you ever found yourself discontented by those closest to you? They're spooky, they're different, they're quirky. I think we all have shades of that within ourselves.
The Addams Family represent that feeling of being outsiders, and sometimes it affects them, but other times they embrace their outsiderness. They embrace who they are. They're never ashamed of the kind of people they are, the kind of family they are, and I think that's an empowering message.
Are you feeling all right? You're not your usual creepy self.
I definitely think that's something that I wish I would have known as a kid. When I was growing up, it was very much, "Oh man, you're and I gotta work on that," or I have to not talk as much, or, you know, I would overcorrect.
So that's what changed. You owned who you were.
I think we all feel a little bit like outsiders wherever we go, and the Addams Family do too, but they are also simultaneously pretty at peace with that.
I can't believe parents let their children go out like this. They're all so clean.
They think that they're completely normal, and it might be the people outside of their family that are kind of odd.
If you have to interact with any of the locals, remember, they're more afraid of you than you are of them.
Everyone in that family is the best person they can be because of the fact that they're so different and odd.
Different is what the extra D in Addams stands for.
I always thought it stood for dismemberment.
Addams Family stories have always been about people trying to tear them apart and then them coming back together.
Come along, Addams. Let's bring Wednesday back to her family.
Or them having a misunderstanding just like your own family, except there's a disembodied hand running around, which is only like a couple of families I know have that.
It's time for some family bonding, whether you like it or not.
The Addams Family is a celebration of uniqueness of families and the strangeness of families.
Let us conquer the Golden West or die trying.
Through generations, we've been able to watch them just never change, never try to fit in with the norm out there. And at the end of the day, no matter what, they have each other's backs. They look after each other.
Come on, Addams Family. Let's go home.